Good morning to everyone. Namaste, aap sabko. I'm seeing you all after a very, very long time. My realization this happens when we do it regularly, we are more committed. When we meet once a week, we have to remind ourselves that we are meeting, right? Or we need a reminder saying that, yeah, this is happening. So, before I start, just a quick revision for everyone. We started Thursday Thought Clinic about understanding that it is constantly our thought, which is the beginning point of anything that happens in our life. So if I have to change anything in my life, I have to begin at the thought level to change it. Whether it is a problem, then the root cause is again at my thought level, and I need to identify what was my thought process, which ultimately by repeated time, like repeatedly thinking about it, becomes a program or a limiting or redundant belief which is blocking me. We again realize that we get stuck into our thought pattern because between a thought and an action, we get stuck because there is some sort of a vacuum there. And that vacuum is something which is there in our cellular structure. So at a deeper level, we are very, very scared to dive deep into that vacuum or the silence. And we don't recognize it, we don't identify it, we don't acknowledge it. So we don't even realize the thought, and it is more about immediately reacting. So the thought has been ignored, action has not been planned, and everything is simply an impulsive reaction that happens here. So before I proceed further, because after that we took one thing further with it. And I never got time to speak to you guys about it, that are you sorted here? Have you started giving a break to yourself? Have you started rethinking about what is it that is bothering? Where is that coming from? How do I choose to act differently here? So if anyone has any questions first, please ask me, because there is no point every time I will introduce a new concept to you, make you all understand or give you some homework. And then again, we go back to the same thing, because we spoke about the law of attraction. We even spoke about when it comes to law of attraction, we do not attract what we say, what we affirm, or what we believe that this is what I really want to manifest. We attract only who we are. So only if I change, my energy shifts, then I will be able to attract what I really am saying that I want in my life. People normally ask me that I am in this problem. If you are giving me guarantee that you will get me out of it, I'm ready to take as many sessions as you ask me. And I ask them, what about you learning? Because you will come to me for a short time. But then after that, you will go on creating and you will have no understanding. Again, there is a resistance. So the human mentality is normally that somebody else come resolve my problem. I don't want to constantly ask myself what I'm doing is right or wrong. But the fact is, if I'm not working on myself, it is my journey, my soul's journey. No one else can work on it. Nobody can work on it. Yeah. So the law of attraction, again, I am reminding you all, is you will, no matter what, you will attract who you are. You will not attract what you want in life. So if any one of you who is affirming, who is doing multiple things and is still feeling that they are not being able to get what they want in life, you require to change your own self for who you are. Take actions. And everything changes only when you take actions. Because the minute I have a thought that this is what requires to be changed in my life, how does my body understand that I have changed? My physical body's vibration also needs to change. And that changes when my actions have changed. I'm doing something very different. If I have to give a simple example, somebody really wants to be at a national level or at an international level, they want to play cricket. Now, there's a thought, I want to play cricket internationally, but there is no action. I think about it, but I actually don't go on the field to prepare my body to practice it, to be able to develop that sort of a stamina or energy, the techniques which will make me a very good batsman or which gives me the strength to run or a very good bowler. And then I say, but I manifest it every day that I am representing India. I am in the Indian team. Is that going to work for you? Will it work for you? Will you be there by just thinking about it again and again? By thinking about it again and again, you may get an opportunity. And the opportunity may knock your door, but you may not realize it. And then you are doing nothing about it. And then you say that, why is it that it didn't happen for me? It's the same thing in life for everything that you do. Whether it is being in an abusive relationship, whether it is the money that we are talking about, whether it is wanting to manifest a bigger house, whether it is a career that you want. I don't want to listen to what are you affirming. That's why we even stopped asking you. As we realize people simply are taking so much time in understanding the right and the wrong affirmation. But when it comes to action, nobody is ready to take any action. I'm interested in knowing what did you do about it? And whatever you did it change anything in your life? If it changed, you're on the right path. If it didn't change, what did you do extra? It just simply tells that it is not enough. I want to be the best batsman. And then I say that, I'm not taking even a bat in my hand. It doesn't work. I have to learn to do many things there. It simply means that I still need to do more. I still need to do more. I still need to do more. They go and exercise for 6 hours, 8 hours. They learn new tools, new techniques. You want to be a good healer. We do a lot of things. And then you say how you are being able to do that and how are we not being able to do that? Because I've worked very, very hard for it. I've really worked very hard to do that. So before I continue further, whoever has something to say, please raise your hand and say that loudly. I like to connect to your energy more than reading it simply from the chat. So when You ask me, I can connect to your energy, and then I know it like better than answering it in a normal way. Somebody had asked the question, who was that? Please raise your hand, and may I please unmute them as they raise their hand. Who had asked the question on the chat? Guys, you have understood everything? Lakshmi. But I'm sure Lakshmi had not put anything on the chat. Yeah.
No, it's not. I'm just, hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And this is, yeah, I've been following you from 2 months. So I like to be with you. And
Sure.
my doubt is, I do theta healing. I'm just learning theta healing, and I'm easily going to the seventh plane, but I'm unable to see, feel anything like that. What makes me not to see the creator? That was my question. So, is it related to this place? Yeah, I don't know
There is
whether.
a complete answer to it, but that is not the relevant question right now on the topic. And the best thing is to with whomsoever you are learning theta healing is to go and ask your teacher, because at SESTA, we actually give them a lot of practice rounds after each level. So after basic level, we give them like 7 practice rounds. So 7 you are working on someone, 7 somebody else is working on you. Again in advanced, again is dig deeper.
Yeah,
So
and
can multiply.
I got much inspired with your with your videos. I got very much connected. That's why I just thought of asking. So sorry.
Because we do understand that people initially do have this issue as they progress further. They don't. So based on that, we have revamped our theta program completely. And we do it as like, what makes them more confident. But it is not ethical to interfere into somebody else's teaching, because then probably like you will go back and said, Sangeeta told me this, and I want you to go and ask your teacher about it, that, I mean, it is between you and your teacher, so that you are being able to see that very, very clearly and get messages very clearly from the 7th grade. Apart from that, there are a lot of YouTubes on SESTA channel. From any of them, if you have not understood anything, I am sitting here to answer you. If you have any question, you ask me.
Yes, right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, Meg, who was there on the chat who had a question? Can you please get that person? Can you unmute them? Yes, Veena. Veena, are you there? So please unmute Veena or tell me her question. Can you read it loudly, Meg? What was her question? I would like to know what was Veena's question. How to handle such impulsive reactions. I had answered at that time. To handle the impulsive reaction, the first thing which is needed is to identify the pattern. What are the situations in which you are reacting impulsively? So that is the first thing to identify. Someone can like type it on the chat so it is there with you. So what are the situations at which I react impulsively is the first question you ask yourself. The second you will ask yourself is the question, why do I react impulsively? Where do I feel being threatened by? This is called defense mechanism also. Only when I am feeling threatened by a person or a particular behavior or attribute of them, then there is a need in me to impulsively react. Because then I feel now this will be the next thing. So we don't actually react on what they have said, we react on what we have assumed that this conversation will lead to. Or this is what the next thing that I've assumed will happen. Right? So that leads automatically to your third question. The third question that you ask yourself is, where in my past did I experience the same? When was it that I experienced that attribute, that quality? Please write down. By now, I asked you 3 questions that you need to ask yourself. Whoever has written, please put it on the chat. Once you identify when was it that it happened to you, that is the time you require to understand that in reality, what had happened then, how it could have been different. What could you have done at that time to change it? Now, either you will get a learning here, either you will get a learning here, or you will identify that it is over and it is completed. The minute you realize that it is over and completed, it does not have any power on you. At that moment, you need to visualize that seeing yourself in the past and changing how you are reacting there. For example, in the past, you saw somebody shouting at you and you were remaining quiet, or there were tears in your eyes started rolling down, or you felt very frozen, you couldn't answer. Till today, you are holding the resentment. I really wish I should have spoken at that time. Now, in your visualization, you visualize yourself being very balanced and talking to that person of how you felt and how things could have been different. See yourself what you really would like to see yourself as, what you are doing and how you should have done that. Is that making sense? Once the connection in your subconscious mind will change, it will automatically change in your present. This is for people who choose to go deeper for a permanent solution. If you think this is too much of work for your own self, whenever somebody is saying something, get this very clear to ask time for yourself and simply say, hmm is a golden word. Or I'll get back to you on the same. I'll think about it. Ask, give yourself, take a breath. Don't immediately start answering. It's a conscious habit that you are creating. Consciously, you are creating that habit of asking for time for everything. And Rajiv, that gives answer to you also how to be continuously in the present moment by not going to the past and future. Now, when you are answering and taking the time, you are being in the present, right? But the fact, Rajiv, which is there is that your past is constantly influencing your present, and your future worries, imaginary worries of your future, is also impacting your present. So, in your meditative state, in the time when you are in alignment with yourself, you will have to resolve your past to make your present better. There is no running away from it. If it stops impacting you, great. Then only is enough for you. Then probably you don't need to do anything. And anyone says anything. Positive, negative, everything comes afterwards. Be a listener. When you will start developing the quality to be a listener, and probably you can start it with the groups which are easier for you, not with the people where you find it the most difficult. Start it with your own friends. Even if it is something as simple as let's go for coffee, let us meet, let us do this thing. Because you want to develop that quality, you will say, can I call you back? Let me have a look at my schedule. Just because you are programming yourself not to impulsively answer anyone. And then think, take your own time, whether you want to go, whether you don't want to go. How will you tell them no? So, Anusha, you have learned to say no. So, that was the step one. But step two is it's very important to know how to say no. Because it is how we communicate that no that is a defining moment. So if somebody tells you to do something and probably for years you couldn't say no to them. If I call up Shilpa and say, Shilpa, I've heard your pizzas are the best. Are you going to make pizzas for me and sending? Shilpa, you have to send pizza. It's my birthday. I want to eat pizza only from your place. And then Shilpa is just learning to say no. And then Shilpa will say, no, Sangeeta, I can't do it for you. But then if she says, sure, Sangeeta, give me some time, I'll get back to you. And then probably she thinks whether she wants to do it for me, she doesn't want to do it for me. And then if she wants to say no to me, why is it that she wants to say no to me? Which are the places where you want to say no and where you don't want to say no? And then how do you want to say no? So that probably is the second step, Anusha, which requires to be taken. Is this making sense to you all? Yeah. Please write it down and practice it during the week. The reason we took a gap is because if there was overload of information every day for you all, the actions were very much missing in your life. No one was bothered. Nobody was doing the self work. Nobody was actually, it was complete dependency. And we really believe because our mission is to see emotionally empowered world and not the dependent world on us. Is your thought process has to develop where you are taking the action and you share that this is what I started doing. This is what I am doing. This is what has helped me. This is the change which I did. And because of the law of attraction, because I became this, this is what I attracted. Probably you didn't even affirm it. And then because that is who you are, that is what you really believe into it. The fears that you are wanting to run away from, that you don't want to look at it, are the fears that we somehow manifest. And that is exactly why we require to look into it, clear it, make it a very different image in our subconscious mind. Is the action plans clear with everyone? Yeah. Who would like to say what all I have said? That this week, this is what you are doing. Lakshmi, Kavita, Shilpa, Jaisal, Amita, Anna. Anyone raise your hand. Purviji, like anyone raise and say, this is what I understood. These are the steps. Jaya, so happy. Unmute Jaya.
Yeah, Sangeeta, good morning.
Good morning.
Uh, what I, my takeaway is um, whenever you don't understand the opposite person, or I am not in the right frame of mind to answer that, or I'm being pulled into my past at that point of time, I simply take my time and say, yes, and listen to it, and just be a listener at that point of time, and then take my time to answer. Because like what helps me when you said what you said is, I don't want to be pulled into my past. Like the conversations whenever they're coming from the past, like for me it's not okay now at this point of time, and I want to take it forward from the present to now. What now? So my takeaway is the and keep listening.
So, Jaya, like few corrections.
Yeah.
Okay. So, when you were giving me your takeaway, there was I, right? There was coming in between. The body language immediately shows that I am remembering because my eyes move like I did it this.
Yes.
I think I'll do that. So basically, like I am thinking what I need to pick up and all. The body language somehow what happens during that time, the learnings has to be ingrained in us. Then body language is very confident. So even if it is the and they both are very different. They both are
Because
very.
recently,
One is like I'm not very sure, and I am really struggling to do that. Like what was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to do? Shit, remind me. And one is looking into the eyes. We are in charge. What I am saying is I am in charge. I'm not saying I don't want to go to the past. I'm a past life regression therapist and a coach. I teach people that, I mean, your past is impacting your present. So no matter what, you are living in your past. It's a denial when I'm saying I'm living in my present but when I am not in charge, people are triggering me based on what I have stored as my past experience. And it becomes a trigger mechanism. And that's why I am reacting. Now I have consciously chosen to be in charge. And it is the mindfulness living. I'm consciously being mindful of what I'm doing. So I'm very confident about it. I will definitely go to my past to see why I did that. Because
yeah, thank you.
that is all the answers. And I'm
Because
looking directly into your eyes. I am practicing buying time, and that's what I said, Jaya. Don't even do that with people whose energy doesn't resonate to you,
yeah.
because if their energy doesn't resonate to you, you already have lost a lot of past memories where they trigger you. Do it with the people you're very comfortable with.
So yeah, you caught me over there because it's been a journey now, and I'm talking of today, I'm talking of just yesterday. So I was totally pulled into, like, and might be I took the opportunity also to clear it. The conversation went on, and I started speaking, and then I cleared something which was there on my mind for a long time, that this conversation has to be cleared in this manner. And then I'm talking of today where I was a listener, but yeah, definitely I was being pulled again and again to the past. Like there was a racket, there was a, like something that was hitting me. So yeah, as you said, I was not in power, but yeah, I was buying time. There was a huh, like that, whatever it was. It was not a from the PowerPoint. Yeah, so I have to, develop my muscle for that power area. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that's
it
it.
is more about being in charge of the life
Yeah, being in charge. So
and
I
being in
already am in
charge
charge.
of our own self.
Yes.
And when we are being in charge with our own self, we are not running away. We look directly into their eyes and say, हाँ सोचती हूँ,
Yeah,
बताती हूँ, हाँ करते हैं. So
that's
then
also.
it's a habit that we
Yeah,
create with our own selves. So not getting dragged by something and we are in charge. Otherwise, हम constantly we get dragged. Like लोग
yeah,
हमें खींच लेते हैं, उनकी एनर्जी हमें खींच लेती है और हमें समझ में भी नहीं आता है. और शायद हम भी ये लोगों के साथ करते हैं. Whoever is more dominant and authoritative in that relation, so they do it with the other. So as much as it is not fair for me to get pulled by someone, it is not fair for somebody else also to be pulled by me. ना तो मुझे किसी को खींचना है, ना मुझे कोई मुझे खींच कर जाए, वो नहीं चाहिए.
yeah.
Just
That's
like my
awesome.
dream, I have to know who I am. ये मैं यही हूँ. और यदि मैं
Yeah.
अपने आप में बदलाव ला रही हूँ क्योंकि मुझे इसमें बदलाव लाना है, ना कि मुझे जया ने बोला है कि संगीता ये गलत है, ये सही है, इसमें बदलाव लाओ. मैं
No.
उसके लिए टाइम लूंगी सोचने के लिए, ये सही है, ये गलत है, मुझे क्या चाहिए.
Yeah.
तो उसके लिए सोचने के लिए टाइम चाहिए. ये नहीं कि लोगों के लेबल जो अटैच, लोग लेबल डालते रहते हैं, डालते रहते हैं, डालते रहते हैं और उस लेबल को पकड़कर मैं पूरी जिंदगी निकाल दूं.
Oh, it's an awesome journey. Thank you.
Yeah, guys, I want the questions which I asked you guys. Who is going to share? Because only when you come and share, then you know whether you have actually understood it properly or not. How Jaya shared, then probably she got more clarity that this is how it should be. This is my takeaway. What are your takeaways? Yes, Lakshmi. Yeah, please unmute Lakshmi. Yeah.
Why was the first question? Why I have done it in the past. So where in my past did I do wrong is the second question which I have.
One sec. Why was the first question? Why what? Take Manjusha also together only. We'll take Manjusha and Lakshmi both together. Yes.
Sangeeta,
Yeah.
my sharing is an extension of what we have been discussing actually, because all these things that you have talked about, I've already kind of practiced and moved on. I'm in a situation where you have said this morning that the law of attraction is not so much only the affirmations, but the actions. So actions I've been doing a lot. I can share that with you. I have worked on my research proposals and even formulated them in different ways for different application portals. My thing is, this is very strange. So I'm applying to countries abroad because the kind of research that I need to do, I'm finding that it's not going to be happening in India. Because India as a country is very, very focused on STEM disciplines, science and things, and they're not terribly interested in art and cinema and all that. So there are Scandinavian countries like Sweden and Finland and all who have been doing extensive work on this. So I have been making applications, but somewhere, and I should tell you this very honestly, I find that every alternate day, I have a doubt and a confusion that comes up within my own self, even though on the other alternate day, I'm doing all the action to move forward and manifesting and everything. But it comes up in my heart that, do I really want to leave my country and go? I have set up everything, my house here and my
Welcome back
home.
to you, Manjusha. My first question, like right now, was what was the takeaway of today? So we are discussing that. So Lakshmi was sharing that. That's why I took both of you together, because the first question, the minute Lakshmi said, then I wanted to hear it from you. Then again, Lakshmi, second question, and then you. So
Okay, so maybe it's not in matching my fingers only when there is a confusion from within itself and one is sort of literally erasing one's own intentions, like how do you, and you don't
okay.
even realize how to, yeah. So, okay, I can back off if you like.
Yeah, so only thing, Manjusha, this is again, before I connect back to Lakshmi, whatever you said is more about the past fears. What you are logically like convincing yourself that this is what I have done. Taking actions in the right direction is very, very important. And again, like if there is a doubt, if there is a fear, then you need to identify where is that fear coming from. And then only then your actions will be defined. So again, whatever question line I have given, that question line I wanted to hear from people who are writing. So who have written the question line, are they have understood the question line or not? If everyone will just follow the question line, then it would be fine. So as Lakshmi says the question, have you written the same question or not? That is what I wanted to understand. Who are the people who have the habit of writing? I normally know Sukham has the habit of writing. Shilpa has the habit of writing. Yeah. So Shilpa and Lakshmi, both of them come together, because I want the question one, what Shilpa has written, what Lakshmi has written, so that we know exactly they have written. May I get Lakshmi also back
Yeah,
quickly, because it's
yeah, yeah.
9:37. Yeah.
It's what I did in the past that is making me this, the creating this problem, whatever it is.
Okay. Yeah, Lakshmi. Now, Shilpa, you say what is the first question you have written?
I've written a question like, do I feel threatened? So I don't know whether there's a second question, I think.
Acha, so nobody has actually
The
have the habit to write it down.
No,
Immediately.
I started late, so I marked the question that way, which I
why
could
do I
understand.
react? Sorry, why do I react strongly? That's the first question, I think. I just, missed the question. I mean, I know what you spoke, but didn't.
Anyone else who has written it as per the order that I gave? Monica. Monica Shimil, get her on
Hello,
the.
ma'am. Ma'am,
Hello.
I've been missing you.
So I
So
come no
much.
every once in a week. Yeah, the workshop was on, and there was no time to come at 9 o'clock for that.
I know, ma'am.
The past life journey was absolutely brilliant. We shared one video with you. We will share more videos with you. We had fantastic time together, because after a long time we had in-person class.
I know, ma'am. Which ma'am told me, just that I so want to learn this, but something is being. I'm
Yeah,
just.
no, nothing. Monica, if you have written all the questions, say the
So
first question. Yeah.
when was the time that you got first irritated and frustrated?
This was the first question.
Fourth question. Fourth question. That was fourth.
Question one.
Why?
Guys, this is what happens.
Where was the time when you got first?
Where was the second question?
Where, when, and why? This is what I wrote.
Where, when, what was my?
I am not going to make it easy for you. You have to look at the video,
Yes, ma'am. Will do.
go, pause it, write down the first question. Go, pause it, give a space in your diary for your answers. Then second question, then third question, then fourth question, then the action steps. Listen to it, write it down. Then tell me this is what I did. Put it on the YouTube chat. This was the question line. This is what I started doing. The last opportunity I'm giving to Amita, because none of you gave me the exact order. Yes, Amita. Amita Chaitanya.
Hello, Sangeeta. Hi,
Hi,
everyone.
good morning, Amita.
Good morning. So identify the pattern. What is the situation in which I react impulsively? That was the first question. Second one was, why did I react impulsively? To dig and to go. Am I feeling threatened, or what is it? Is the response of the other person triggering me? So that is the second. The third is, where in the past I experience, that I reacted impulsively, and try to identify that situation. And the fourth is to visualize that situation when that happened, and go over it, that you are reacting calmly or not in that impulsive manner.
Yeah, so when you
To
react,
identify what is the learning, either you identify the learning from it, or it's a closure of the situation that happened.
yeah, so at the point 3, many times you are calmer, many times, in fact, you will be expressing it with anger.
Yeah.
So it is not necessary, because whatever makes you be in charge in that situation. So for example, in that situation, they visualize something where somebody was abusing them, and then they are being calm, doesn't work. Then they have to be like, no, or the powerhouse to give it back.
Yeah.
So based on situation, the reaction will be, or the action will be different. But whatever the actions are, you have to be in charge, and you are not helpless there. That part is important.
Yes.
So it can be very small thing, it can be a big thing. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be that you don't have to be politically correct when you are changing it. It has to be more that you are in charge, and based on that you are doing it. But Amita is the first one who is very much still in sync with it. Thursdays, guys, you have to write it down. Keep your diaries there. Entire week you require to do your homework. You want me to come back having more days with you, or you want me to like make it from once a week to once a month for you guys? If you are not taking any efforts to change it, then even we will stop taking efforts to change it. Yeah. It's 9:43. Just last, we'll take Kavita and then we'll stop it. Haan ji, Kavita ji, aaiye.
So, I'll try to switch on the video. Sometimes I find it's not the situation, but the person that I'm reacting. So, like some people, if I don't like, and if they say something,
I already answered this. If you will listen to the video, I had said either a situation or an attribute or a quality of a person, because attribute is never of a situation, it is always of a person. What part of that, what quality of that person triggered you? इसलिए मैंने बोला वीडियो सुनो आप लोग, मैं जो बोलती हूँ उसको वर्ड टू वर्ड लिखो.
So quality of person I'm not able to identify, like a person. I don't know why.
Why you don't like that person?
No idea, but it gives me, it's some kind of a reaction I have for the person.
There is always something in the person which you don't like. या तो उनका बोलने का तरीका ऐसे है, या तो they want to make you feel smaller. Either you find them very egoistic people, or you feel they are very artificial people.
Yeah,
they are hypocrites. You feel that बहुत show off करते हैं, कुछ करते हैं, तो कुछ है जो आपको वहाँ पे ट्रिगर करता है.
So like artificial is the right thing.
That's exactly what मैंने ये पूरे questions line में सब दिया हुआ है. Again, go back on the same line, Kavita. Listen to the video.
Hmm.
Sit there. Do your homework. You guys put it on the YouTube. Then I will be at a better position to guide you further. Is that making sense? ये हर एक questions वहां पर है. And if one can do this, because मैं आज शायद मैंने शुरुआत की, मैं उसको हिंदी में बोलना भूल गई थी. तो आप में से कोई इसका हिंदी ट्रांसलेशन करके YouTube में डालेगा. 2 दिन के लिए हम लोग वेट करेंगे. आप नहीं डालोगे तो हम डाल देंगे. So that जो भी ये वीडियो सुने एटलीस्ट उनको ये समझ में आए कि ये वाले पर्टिकुलर आज के वीडियो में हमने क्या समझाया. All good? So thank you so much everyone for joining, learning, evolving together. I enjoy doing this. I'm sure you all also enjoy doing that. आप लोगों की भी जर्नी शुरू हो चुकी है where you are emotionally being in charge, empowering yourself. We'll see you all next week with all your homework, the resolutions जो आपने अपने साथ किए हुए हैं, the life which is changing for you. I'm very eager to hear your stories जहाँ पर आप मुझे ये बताओगे कि आपकी लाइफ कहाँ पर चेंज हो रही है. Waiting to hear. We just finished the past life class and a lot of students graduated that day from SESTA. They finished their graduation. Lot are on their journey. Majority are on their journey for masters now. And the last day when we gave them the mic, that was the scenario which was very different, where we said, "Acha, abhi baad mein sunte hain." Because everyone had so many stories to share. अरे मेरी लाइफ में यहाँ पर भी ये चेंज हो गया, मेरी लाइफ में यहाँ पर भी चेंज हो गया, यहाँ पर भी चेंज हो गया, यहाँ पर भी चेंज हो गया. And everyone was telling, अरे वो स्टोरी बताओ, अरे वो स्टोरी बताओ. And it is so much of joy to hear that, because whether it is the root canal work of all the teeth you have done, and doctor is asking, like, is somebody trained you why you are not getting any pain? And our student is saying that every day, whether depending on the right or the left side, I will do the forgiveness. कि आज किसी मेल को करना है तो during the session continuous forgiveness. और left में है तो मुझे यहाँ करना है, ये करना है. Like how they have ingrained the learning into their lives, bringing so much change. And the class was, because of that, there was so much release. People cried, they released, but they laughed more than they cried. It was class full of masti, lot of fun, lot of evolving. So that is the journey like I want to see in all of you, where you tell me कि like, अरे मुझे ये भी share करना है, मुझे ये भी share करना है, अरे ये भी positive हुआ, ये भी मेरी life में बदला. That's what we are looking forward to listening from you. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a fantastic week. See you all next Thursday. Goodbye. Namaste to all.